It is such a beautiful morning out here. So, good morning to everyone. And, well, whenever you listen to it, maybe good afternoon or good evening, but whatever. Hello. I just want to talk briefly about something that I always talk about relationships, whether it be intimate, intimately involved, or just a coworker, or anything that you do. You even have relationships with your children, and some of them really need to be fixed or they need to be tweaked a little bit. But anyway, it is so beautiful out here. I'm not an outdoors person, believe it or not. I do like nature, but it's crazy because I really don't get out in it very much. But I've been waiting all year. Yeah, I know this is only the third month, but really, I've been waiting all year for spring break so that I wouldn't have to get up and run around and even go to work. So this is really good for me. But anyway, I want to just talk briefly about how we are so conditional. We are conditional friends. We are conditional co-workers. Sometimes we even conditional with our children. I mean, if we're not in a good mood, everybody and their mom are going to know that we're not in a good mood. But let me tell you something on a serious note, which I was serious then too. But on a very serious note, we are really fickle people. We are conditional. It's like, and let me tell you, social media has allowed us to really to show our true colors. I mean, what I mean by that, you tick me off, I will unfriend your butt. That's how we do it. We basically say, I don't have to put up with this. And then we get the wrong understanding because we're trying to read into what people are saying. And like someone posted something I reposted about how every post someone think, oh, it's about me. It's not about you. I mean, life is not about you. And people who have business and people who have, what I mean by business, I'm not talking about entrepreneurship. I'm talking about people who have a life. They're not really focusing on you. They're trying to get through. You know, when I'll just start out with the part I was talking about friendships and co-workers and everything. I think it is the craziest thing when people are adults and they sit and they walk right by you. Some days they're happy and they're up, and we all have our up and down days, and oh my gosh, I have mine. But let me tell you, speaking is free. I mean, it costs nothing. You can still be in your funky mood and still say hello. I mean, really, you can. And some of us need to really work on being that person, being the same person all the time. Because if I never know who I'm going to get, sometimes I'm just going to figure out, well, I don't know, so I'm just going to leave it alone because I don't know who this is showing up today. So we really need to work on those things. And as far as relationships with our friends and so forth, at this age that I am now, and many of you, and some of you are older, we are to a point where we're losing parents, we're losing loved ones, and some are even losing children. Oh my God, that's really tough. It changes who we are. It changes the way we do things. It changes the way we are able to do things. Some of us are gaining new grandbabies. Some of us are gaining, I gained a daughter-in-law, and kids are graduating. Some are going to college. Some are finishing college. Some are, as I said, getting married, and just some are getting into trouble, and at all those things that I named, sometimes that means that person just might not be that same person, or they cannot be that same person to you. And what I mean by that, they no matter what they do, y'all might have used to hung out on a regular basis or whatever. And then all of a sudden now this person have to keep their grandbaby. That doesn't mean that they changed towards you. That means that life changed. Sometimes life will make us change. We don't have a choice. And then some people are going through divorces, separations. Some people are going through marriages. Yeah, it might be their first, second, or third, or fourth, or whatever, but it's still new to them. You may not see it the same way, but respect that person. Allow them to be who they are. Allow them to handle things the way they need to handle it. Sometimes you need to just realize that person that you or those people that are not really connecting to you at this point, they might have just been a friend with a benefit, or they might have been friends associates wearing your friend's t-shirt. I mean, you just never know. But I'm going to tell you, though, you have to be mature enough to say if those friendships end or those relationships end, then be mature enough to say, okay, but if they are real friends and if you are a real friend to them, it's okay. Nothing has changed. We are so quick to think that things have changed, and we start acting out according to the changes that we think that it has been made. And in actuality, we made those changes, not them. Something happened. They did change, but the way we decided to start handling that, we put so much stress on it that we end up changing the whole situation. Now the friendship or the relationship is gone, and we can't figure out what happened. We have to get into a place where you have the fullness of joy. You're joyful, you are whole, you're complete, you are okay where you are. And you can understand and start meeting people right where they are, or just let them, you stay still and you just let them come back. You just do what you got to do. You keep on living your life. If they come back, cool. If they don't, still cool. Yeah, sometimes it hurts. But when people say, well, I'll show you better than I can tell you. Last time I called you, you were too busy. So when you call me, I'm going to show you by my attitude that I'm not going to really have much to say to you. Really? Is that how we do things as adults? But all I'm saying is that really, though, we really need to help each other out, because the relationships make the world go round. And if I'm worried about what my relationship is with this person, or that person's worried about what their relationship is with that person, now we spend a lot of time worrying instead of doing the things that needs to be done. We have so much division, and while we're so divided, other things are going on right in front of our faces, going on right up under our noses, but we can't even see it because we're too focused on the little things, the petty things, the fickle things. But really, we really need to stop being so conditional and have unconditional love and unconditional understanding. Now, I'll leave you with this. I remember hearing something from someone. It was about a situation that was going on, and this person said, well, they told me that every time I call them, they were in a happy place, and they just didn't like talking, because they start talking about their issue, and I didn't want to be brought down by their issue. That's not good. That's not good. If you're brought down by somebody else's issue, then maybe you're not ready to be the person that they should call, because like Bishop Jake said once before, whenever it's the boat won't sink until the water gets in it. Don't let the issues get in you. I'm not saying being around negative people, because that is not what you need to do. But if a real friend need you, and you're available and you're able to talk, hey, give them that minute. Just tell them, hey, it's not a good time right now, but I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes, or I have a couple of minutes to listen, and really give that couple of minutes. And after that couple of minutes it's over, just tell them, hey, I told you I had a couple of minutes, and let's just talk about this later. But I really want us to start. I started with myself, so I can ask you to join me. Let's start being unconditional with life, being more intentional about what we're doing. Because sometimes you want to just tell people, and it's okay. I'm gonna say this: it's okay when someone say, "Well, I needed you," and you really want to say, "Well, golly, I needed myself at that time," and it's okay. But you just gotta voice that, convey that, just say it, and then the relationship keep going. We don't have to wonder, like, why was she so short with me, and why did she act like that, or why did he do this? Just tell them, hey, I am in a place, and a real friend will understand that place, and they won't hold that against you if they're a real friend, and not a friend with benefit, or a friend associate wearing your friend t-shirt. But anyway, I just wanted to share that. It's been a long time, and hopefully it won't be that long before I get back to talking to the world again like I used to do. All right, thanks for listening. Have a great day. I love it.